This week on AYL TV, we're going on a mobility ride up Israel Canyon with Salt Lake City Built Jeeps. Will Oxley is taking his hiking trips to new heights, and Skylar and Heather Dykstra are enjoying Halloween on the trail. Hey, welcome to AYL TV, everybody. I'm Scott Huntsman.
And I'm Tonya Huntsman.
And you know, today's ride is going to be an important one because we're going to take some folks up to the radio towers here in Saratoga Springs. And it's a beautiful ride. It's a beautiful view up top, and along with some folks that, well, they probably wouldn't be able to hike up there on their own. And it brings up a really valid point of working together to work with keeping these trails open.
Well, it's an opportunity to come out and enjoy the lovely weather and the wonderful scenery and enjoy the camaraderie of other people with Jeeps. Being new to the Jeeping community, we really don't know what to do or where to go, and so to have somebody who knows the trails, who can lead the way and be part of the community makes it so much more enjoyable.
We've only had the Jeep for a year and a half.
For people who have not experienced going out in a Jeep and going over these rough roads and having the experience to conquer, you know, what you would think is pretty rough stuff, it's a lot of fun. It's a sense of accomplishment when you get to the top of a peak like here and you're going, dang, we made it.
Well, the number one reason is to spend time with my son, and I wanted to see this gorgeous view, and I wouldn't have been able to see it if it wasn't for him and his Jeep.
It's not wise to go on a trail alone, you know, especially if it's more technical, and it's just really nice to be able to know that I have that support system.
Just getting outside, going off into the off-beaten path, getting away from society for a little while.
Because of this, because you guys brought me here. And I'm enjoying every minute of it.
We only get to see him about once a week, and I know that he doesn't get out much, so I figured that this would be a perfect opportunity for me to bring him and have him experience a little bit the things that he doesn't get to very often. So,
I mean, it reflects on us quite a bit. I mean, it was very apparent coming up here. We had a lot of respect for the trail. You know, we had good communication with the gentleman leading the trail. Hey, this is what we're encountering. Don't go into the ruts. Don't go off trail, you know, because that just damages it for everybody, and it damages nature, and we want to avoid that.
All right, everybody. Hey, we've had our drivers meeting, and we're following Brandon. He's leading us up here. Radio tower just coming up. Check out this view behind us.
Oh my gosh, Utah Lake, the mountains, the beautiful snow.
Beautiful snow. You just said beautiful snow.
Oh my gosh, I did.
One who just came back from the Caribbean. Trust me, she is not a snow person at all.
No.
I think you better get your bearings.
Okay, while we do this, you check out our first story.
As a hiker and backpacker, the best part of living along the Wasatch Front is the easy access to the beautiful trails, which crawl up the canyons into vibrant views, stunning scenery, and outrageous overlooks. For day hiking, overnight backpacking, fishing, or wildlife viewing, Lake Blanche is a challenging but rewarding trail, which climbs up out of Big Cottonwood Canyon from the Mill B South Fork trailhead.
So this is actually my first time hiking this trail, and I loved just the butt kicking going uphill. I mean, it really is like pretty relentless all 3 miles, but it just feels good. And then the scenery, this hike was worth it for the scenery. Like, it was crazy up there. So just the surroundings of the lake, some really cool rock fields, and then just a really easy trail because I tend to get lost. So this trail is really hard to get lost on. So I appreciate that.
Between 1905 and 1934, the Brown and Sanford Irrigation Company constructed dams to increase the reservoir capacity, creating a spillway which led from Lake Blanche to Lake Florence to Lake Lillian and then down the canyon. In 1972, it was decided that the surplus water in the reservoirs was no longer needed, so the dams were breached, allowing the water to flow freely.
So I love to hike. I had kids, but once they get into school, I can do the hard hikes that they might not necessarily want to do this hike because it is about 3 miles up and a couple thousand feet elevation gains.
Its incredible geology is what sets Utah apart from the rest of the country. No matter what part of the state you find yourself in, you'll see some really cool rocks. 10 to 30,000 years ago, a lot of the high mountains in Utah were covered in glaciers, and Lake Blanche is definitely one of them. You'll see direct evidence with what they call glacial striations. You can see all these parallel lines moving in the direction that the ice moved because it scraped rocks against this hard surface. And since this doesn't erode very easily, it stays here for a long time. It's very cool. The rugged peaks of Sundial, Monte Cristo, Dromedary, and Pfeifferhorn surround the relatively small lakes within the Twin Peaks Wilderness area. The fact that these lakes are part of the Salt Lake City watershed means that no dogs, no swimming, and no campfires are permitted. And just like anywhere else, wherever you hike or camp, be sure to practice leave no trace techniques. If you pack it in, pack it out.
Once we got up top, yeah, I loved it. It was really incredible, the surrounding, like the backdrop, and just the peaks in the background are just really incredible. And then you can go around and see the other 2 lakes. And the rocks are great. They're so big and flat, just slabs of rock. It looked like great camping spots up there. That would be a really fun thing to do sometime. So yeah, I would like to go again.
Sundial Peak dominates the backdrop of Lake Blanche, and while it is possible to summit, it is a very dangerous and technical route, which involves a lot of scrambling and no fear of heights.
I think everyone should come up the trail. If you're pretty fit, it's about 7 miles round trip, but if I can do it, anyone can do it, right?
Everybody, welcome back. You know, hey, here we are, Tonya. We're up at the top of the Radio Mountain Towers.
This
is it.
Yes.
Isn't that beautiful?
The view is amazing.
This is 360 degrees
all
of
the way
just
around.
Deliciousness.
Yes.
You can't get more than this. I mean, we get it when we're down in Moab and we see all those overlooks that just go for miles and miles.
Yes,
but up here, just really in our backyard.
I didn't even know that I could see this all the way around.
I know, isn't it cool?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's just beautiful. And what is exceptionally cool about this is the fact that Salt Lake City Built Jeeps is putting this on. It's a community service project for them and taking some folks with some mobility issues for all kinds of different reasons. But it doesn't matter. We want those people to have a voice in the fight to keep our trail systems open.
When he gets an opportunity to go out and enjoy the scenery and the weather and just jolt along on the rough ride, he just lights up. When he gets in the back of the Jeep, oh boy, he's smiling, he's cooing, he's having a wonderful time. We were just bouncing up and down and I'm going, holy crap, you know, are we gonna make this? And
he's in the back
he's
seat,
in the back laughing.
Oh
my God. We were petrified. He's having the ball all of his life. When we're at home, he will pick up my wife's purse, hand it to her, and say, that's the signal. Let's get out of here. Let's go have
get
fun.
in the Jeep.
AYL was an introduction. my wife saw that
off-roading.
and she said, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, it's just the ideal situation for our family.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he really blossoms, which means the world to us.
I have spent a lot of time with her in this Jeep on several trails. You know, just this last summer, I was able to take her up to some places that we went when I was a little kid. I had to drive up to a lake and walked her to a lake, and it was a trail that we used to be on. And, you know, she says, I used to have to hold your hand, and now you have to hold my hand. And, you know, that was a little emotional to me. It would kill me not to be able to do these things with her and take her to these places and experience these views and the beauty of nature.
Oh yeah, she's gotten with me many times. Oh, it's extremely important. It's difficult for her to get out into the backcountry like this.
Just being with the people that I love and being given the opportunity to get out of my house. Oh yeah, a lot of fun. It's gorgeous. Everyone deserves an opportunity to get out and away from civilization.
Very important. I mean, the more roads and trails and things that they close off, it just limits the access that even us that can get around easily could access, let alone people that have disabilities that can't get around. Like, we're very capable to go, and if we wanted to hike up here, we could, but a lot of people can't. And we just don't think that's very fair that they can't come and see these beautiful sights that we can see. You know, everyone should have access to it.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're up here at the radio towers, and we went up Israel Canyon. It's a little chilly up here.
A little bit.
You guys brought hot chocolate. You know, this is always a bonus of it. Code 4 LED, we have a little bit of industry involvement here. They brought the hot chocolate. Thank you very much. And I'll tell you what, I'm soaking this up because it's a little chilly.
It keeps you warm.
You know, the Outdoors Americans with Disability Act is a bill that Mike Lee is proposing and running through the U.S. Senate right now. And let's take a little closer look at what that's about.
Operation Accessible, and this is to promote a piece of legislation that Senator Lee introduced this summer. It's called the Outdoor Americans with Disabilities Act. It requires land managers to keep our trails open on our public land. They have to maintain a certain level of ground density, or those plans will be considered discriminatory and harmful to Americans with disabilities.
There is a lot of controversy with land use for the general public to be on public lands. But when it comes to mobility and people with adaptive needs, that's not been contemplated ever. The topic has been brought up so many times and yet quite quickly squelched. Mike Lee has done a great job of introducing this bill, the Outdoor Americans with Disabilities Act. There's just all kinds of things that we have to make sure that these people that have adaptive needs are included. But when it comes to the thing that everybody loves, kind of off limits for him. My stepson was in an accident, motorcycle accident. His left leg was just shattered. He's an outdoor guy, he's a jeeping guy. He loves to hike, he loves to climb, and he's concerned about what he's going to be able to do now. It changes everything when it hits home like that. And you know, this bill is desperately needed, and it's a long time overdue. Users, off-roaders, motorcycle, you know, UTVs, by and large are conservationists. They care about the environment. They pick up trash. They pull out a lot of times more than they take in. There's a whole slew of ways and reasons that lands can be shut down. But there's not a route to open up a new trail. How do you do that? You don't. So the only thing we can do is lose and lose and lose unless we, one, are strong in our defense and also start a strong offense. Just go to sharedtrails.org and become a member. Because the membership is what really drives our numbers. It's not just donating money, we appreciate that, we need that. But being a member means you're a part of a group, you're a number in a group that says we don't want a certain thing to happen.
We are giving away the free shirts at Trail Hero because we want to raise awareness of this. We want everyone to support this bill, to contact their members of Congress. It's one of the best ways we can guarantee our rights to access our public lands. So support the Outdoor Americans with Disability Act. You can learn more about it at blueribboncoalition.org. We hope to earn your support.
I really think Mike Lee's bill is very important.
It is.
Yes.
It's extremely important. You know, when we get to participate today, bringing these folks up here to share these views that we get to see quite a bit,
They're very
hearing their
happy.
stories
Yes.
is so impactful. And what he is proposing is going to be good for them, and it's going to be good for all of us. So we certainly hope it gains some momentum and really carries through that Senate.
Absolutely.
In the meantime, support the Blue Ribbon Coalition by all means, and along with your clubs. It's the best defense that we have against these trail closures going on. But right now, we're going to send all of you to our next story coming up.
I'm Skylar Dykstra.
And I'm Heather Dykstra.
We're out in Hobble Creek right now for the Dirty Adventure Crew Halloween run, and we are on our way up to Daniel Summit.
I've actually never done this run. This is my first time, so I'm excited. But it sounds like we get back in the canyon here and start heading up into the mountains, go through some cypress groves. We're gonna go find a good lookout to watch sunset at, have dinner with everybody, and then have a fun night run.
We're here with Ben from Total Off-Road. Ben, what do you enjoy about off-roading?
Just getting outdoors, man. You know, getting out in the open, exploring, seeing sights unseen, and you know, just enjoying nature.
Yeah, nature's a big one.
Yeah. Nothing better than doing it in a Jeep with a whole bunch of other Jeeps.
Even on short trail rides, communication is crucial to keeping things moving. Coordination between everyone is essential, not just for the safety of our group, but for everyone on the trail.
Everyone else is going to jump in where they can. Here we ran into a guy that was coming down the hill, but trail etiquette, he backed up for us to let us by. And you're going uphill, he's coming downhill. The guy that is going uphill has the right of way because it's a lot harder for the person going uphill to get going again if they have to stop. Thank you. There's 34 of us.
Like a lot of other Jeeps and off-road clubs, it's not just about the trail and the machines. It's the people you share the trail with that make it so much fun.
You know what? It's something that the wife and I can do together, and we get out in the mountains, can enjoy it, and it's a hobby that we found that we love to do together, and it's a great time to spend quality time with friends and family.
Building your rig up, learning how to drive it, challenging yourself. It's really a confidence booster, but the real reason I love it is just the community. I mean, there's so many different people from different walks of life that you meet doing this, and everybody's out here just to have a good time, so it doesn't matter what your politics are, or where you come from, or whatever. You come out here, we're just out here to have fun.
We made it to Strawberry Point.
We're about to have our trunk or treat, a little costume contest, and a little raffle for some prizes.
Something different to do. We always go out on the, daytime runs and everything. It's a little bit different. Everybody's got their rock lights and all their fancy lights. It's a fun time to play with them, especially with everybody dressed up for Halloween and having a good time.
The best part of the Halloween run is that we come down off the mountain at night. It's always a good idea to be familiar with the trail before doing a night run. And of course, never go alone. With this being our Halloween trail, that just means one thing. Our gates are about to close on our mountain trails. That makes us very sad to see the gates closing, but if there's one thing that does make us happy at the end of the year, it's the desert trails that are about to open.
Welcome back, everybody.
You know, we're still up here at Radio Towers.
Yes, we
it's
are.
Beautiful up here. The sun's starting to set.
Yep.
It is so pretty. We're so privileged to be able to have everybody up here that we have. Salt Lake City Built Jeeps is a great club. Glad we're part of it. Fall weather's setting in. It's a little chilly in the air.
Yes.
You wish you were still in the Caribbean?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I'm glad you're along with me today in the Jeep. She's having fun. I guarantee it. We're having all kinds of fun. Hey, you know what? Check out next week's show. Next week, Kurt and Jake from Slick Rock Productions are back to take on one of the most exciting UTV events of the year as they hit the UTV takeover at Sand Hollow. Then Will Oxley is heading to the Utah OHV State Park, where the State OHV program is helping to train our youth on how to ride and recreate responsibly. Finally, we're getting back to the sand as we head to the Little Sahara Recreation Area to check out a wide variety of buggies and rail cars that want to put their custom-built rigs to the test. Now let's take a look at our contest winner. This week's contest winner was submitted to us on social media by Stephen Oxborough with the caption, "New Jeep, new AYL sticker." Well, congrats on the new Jeep, Stephen, and now you can add a new Camp Chef stove to the caption. Camp Chef offers the best way to get your cooking done in the outdoors. Visit campchef.com for more information, and congratulations, Stephen. Be sure to call us on Monday at 801-947-8888 or send us a message on Facebook to claim your prize. Hey, everybody, we've had a great time on the trail today. I know I have. How about all you? Yeah, we've had a great time. Everybody has enjoyed themselves. Everybody's got the ability to come up here. We want these public lands remaining public, and we need everybody's support in doing so. Blue Ribbon Coalition, they are our friends. Write your congressmen, write your senators. We want to thank Mike Lee for pushing his proposed bill, and we hope that it does carry through and pass. So with all of that in mind, we're going to remind all of you that there are adventures around every single bend.
Get off your couch, grab a friend, and create a new adventure.
Adventures you'll love! That's it! Yeah, we did it!